Brethren, it's so good to be with you tonight, and this is our first time in your new location here. For some of you it's new, for some of you maybe been here for a long time, but the pleasure to be with you tonight for sure. In Palau and in the islands, there are a lot of legends that they have. They have their traditional stories of creation and things of this nature. So they don't take them to be as true stories, but rather fictional, nice things that they think of. Where you have the Lone Ranger and Paul Bunyan, they have their traditional legends as well. And so one of their legends is similar to your tortoise and the hare. They have the swordfish and the crab. And so the swordfish and the crab are going to race around the island. And of course, the swordfish is much faster than the crab, but he doesn't realize that there are many, many crabs all along the way going around the island. So the swordfish is barreling off, racing this crab, and no matter how fast he goes, well, there's always a crab that he's passing, and he's wondering, how can that crab stay ahead of me? So he decides that he's going to do a great thing. He's going to beat that crab by leaping over the island. And so he backs way off and then makes a barrel run and jumps, and he's coming across the top of that island, and his bill, whap, gets stuck right into a pandanus plant. And he's stuck there and loses the race. So that is the legend of the swordfish and the crab. We could take a few lessons off of that. We could go to Luke 21:19, by your patience possess your souls, and talk about patience. But rather, let's talk about honesty. In Job 31:6, we read, "Let me be weighed on honest scales, that God may know my integrity." Job looked for righteous judgment, didn't he? He wanted honest scales to be weighed on because he knew that he would come out ahead if he could just be weighed. Well, sometimes we may feel that way. You know, there's a great blessing and benefit to being simply honest. And that is, we keep and maintain people's trust. People usually know if someone is willing to be dishonest on a maybe a minor point or a major point of their lives, but people can usually tell, can't they? May we maintain our integrity by keeping our honesty in all of our lives. Sometimes we may want to adjust that honesty depending on the company that we're with. You know, if we were running with the crab and we were running with the swordfish and we were mostly honest, well, we'd be ahead of the game, wouldn't we? The swordfish tried to cheat by jumping over the island. The crab definitely cheated as he had all of his relatives lined up around. So sometimes we may think, well, I'm more honest than this guy or more honest in this situation, but it's not for us to compare ourselves with people who are, in the world or who are not maintaining God's standard. Rather, may we do this. May we always live by God's standard and keep the level of honesty that will please Him, not just look better than those who are like the swordfish and the crab. Maybe this evening you need the prayers of the church and the strength that comes from those prayers. Maybe you need the encouragement to maintain the honesty and therefore keep the trust in people that you have or that you're looking to have. If you have that need, or to put your Lord on in baptism, won't you come right now as we stand and sing?